All right, we're about to dig into one of history's most, well, unsettling secrets. It's this idea that there are vast, ancient worlds hidden right where you'd least expect them, right underneath our feet.
This isn't just some wild theory. This all kicks off with a real-world discovery. And like so many of the best stories, it happened completely by accident.
So picture this. We're in the Cappadocia region of Turkey. It's the 1960s. Seems like a perfectly ordinary time and place, right?
And it all starts with something super normal, a home renovation. Some guy decides to knock down a wall in his basement, something people do all the time. But what he found behind that wall was anything but normal. He uncovered this dark, hidden passage, a passage that just seemed to lead straight down into the earth.
So of course, curiosity gets the better of him and he steps inside. And this tunnel, it just kept going, deeper and deeper into the solid rock, way beyond what any normal cellar should be. What he had just stumbled upon was Derinkuyu. That's the name we've given to this unbelievable giant underground city that he had just rediscovered for the modern world.
So what exactly was down there? Let's take a look inside this fortress civilization, a city that was literally designed to vanish from the face of the earth. Really, what if I told you something that could totally change the way you see the very ground you're standing on right now? And look, I'm not just talking about a few old tunnels or some hidden bunker from the last century. No, we're talking about entire sprawling cities that might exist, literally right now deep beneath you. A whole unseen world from a completely forgotten time. You've got to understand, these were massive, completely self-sufficient communities. They had everything. Homes for families, places of worship, schools, even huge storage rooms for food and wine. And the craziest part, all of this was engineered thousands of years ago. So this all leads to the one question that just hangs over everything, right? The big mystery. What on earth were they hiding from? What could have been so terrifying that it forced an entire civilization to just abandon the surface and move underground? This was no simple shelter. It was a fully functioning society. Archaeologists found everything. You had separate homes for families, massive rooms for storing food, wells for fresh water, even presses for making wine and oil. And get this, they even had churches and schools down there. And the scale, it's just staggering. This city goes 85 meters straight down into the earth. To put that in perspective, that's like an 18-story skyscraper, but down. And it's all carved out of solid volcanic rock. What's maybe even more mind-blowing is how many people it could hold. It's estimated that Derinkuyu could hide over 20,000 people. 20,000 people, plus all their animals and food. Imagine that. An entire population could just disappear from the surface in an instant. Yeah, its main job was pretty clearly defense. The moment a threat appeared on the horizon, the entire population would just vanish underground. And then, and this is the genius part, these massive round stone doors, some weighing half a ton, would be rolled into place from the inside, sealing them off completely from the outside world. Okay, but you're probably wondering, how did 20,000 people breathe down there? Well, this is the part that just blows engineers' minds. They carved this incredibly complex network of ventilation shafts, some of them over 50 meters long, that supplied fresh air to every single level of the city. For its time, that's just astonishingly advanced stuff. Now, for a long time, everyone thought Derinkuyu was a one-off. But then researchers started finding other underground cities in the area, like one nearby called Kaimakli. And that led to a pretty shocking theory. What if these weren't separate cities at all? What if they were all part of a huge subterranean network, all linked together by miles and miles of secret tunnels? A whole hidden underground empire. All of this, it just keeps building to that one massive question. Why? Why go to such unbelievable lengths? What could possibly motivate an entire people to give up the sun and build their whole world in the dark? Well, right now there are two main theories. Theory A is the practical one. It says these were basically wartime bunkers. Invading army shows up, everyone hides underground for a few weeks or months. Makes sense. But Theory B suggests something way more disturbing. That they weren't hiding from an army. They were preparing for a threat much, much bigger. A forgotten catastrophe. like a massive climate disaster or some other global event that we have absolutely no record of. One researcher put it perfectly. He said, people do not do that unless they are terrified of what is happening above ground. And that just says it all, doesn't it? This wasn't just planning. This was born from a deep, profound fear. The most chilling thought of all is this. Archaeologists are pretty much convinced that what they've found so far, it's just the tip of the iceberg, a tiny fraction of what's really down there. That means there could be dozens, maybe even hundreds more of these silent cities just waiting to be found, waiting with secrets that could totally rewrite history as we know it. Which leaves us with one last, kind of haunting question. Did these ancient civilizations know something about the world? Something that we've forgotten? Some kind of cycle or a looming threat they saw coming? Because deep beneath our feet, these silent cities are waiting, and they're proof of a story that we are only just beginning to piece together.